Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 13 of Franco's World. I am the host. I'm the guy. I'm Franco, Franklin, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me stupid. I'm excited about today's show. It's going to be a great block of entertainment. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to answer some would you rathers. We got some tough questions that were asked of us on the internet at Franco's World _ and on my Instagram and my Twitter. It's just going to be an exciting show. We're going to talk about some news stories you may have heard or not. Take me back to my roots on the old show I used to work with Matt Caridi called Live at 8. That was a fun time. But I'm excited about today's show, so I hope you enjoy today's block of entertainment as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. And if I get up in the middle of the episode, I stop it because I'm in the middle of cooking. And the recipe that calls for is a recipe for disaster. Good joke. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, and we're back, and I'm ready to answer today's questions. I'm actually really excited about today's show. I got the energy rolling, and if I were feeling any better, I'd need pills or something. I feel pretty good today. All right, so first question comes just from a random guy who you can find on, or you can listen to more of his great questions on his podcast, Wild and Wonderful Podcast. Actually, really amazing. It's a great sports show, and they get some really good guests. It's honestly shocking how good of guests they get. I'm envious. I need to start bringing people on the show, maybe. We'll think about that another time. But anyways, the question from a random guy today is, what is the most expensive you ever remember gas being? Now, I grew up in a time where, gas was not cheap. I remember in 2008, when the housing market was collapsing and all that stuff was going on and the big wigs in Wall Street were getting bailed out with everyone else's money, that the gas was like $4 or something. It was not cheap. It was not a very good time to own anything, I guess. And then I remember when it got super cheap a couple years back, man, I was getting gas for stuff that didn't even need it. I was buying just like remote control stuff and just like pouring gasoline. I was watering my grass with gasoline. I was just seeing what worked with it. It ain't tricking if you got it. I was just buying gas for stuff that didn't even need it. Yeah, around four something. 4.15, 4 something. That's the most I remember gas being. Let me know if y'all remember any other time. I want to say like '08 was like the worst time. That was not a good time to be alive. Very fortunate to be alive, but not the best era. Okay, so we got a series of questions from a series of people, and they're all would you rathers. Not going to reveal their names, but they are real people. It's just a lot of would you rathers, and I don't want to deal with all that. Okay. They were asked on my Instagram story. Would you rather look 10 years older from the neck up or the neck down? I have a bit of a baby face. I can't grow facial hair. I like my body, I guess, neck down body. I'm going to say 10 years older from the face up, just because, you can get that grizzled look. You can get that look, you can get that Dog the Bounty Hunter look, where he just looks like, my roommate put it as like, if he got shot, his body would just deflect the bullet because he's just so beat up and leathery skin that he wouldn't even feel it. I guess you could just give me that look. I'd be cool with that. I'd look older from the face up because then I might be able to grow some facial hair. I might be able to look like a person who's 23 years old as opposed to a person who's 15 in the face. All right, that was a great question. The next one is, would you rather date someone you love or date someone who loves you? Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to say date someone that loves me. And that's just because I enjoy human interaction. And, I could probably look over the fact that maybe I didn't love them as much as they loved me. However, I wouldn't want to be with someone that didn't have genuine feeling for me. So I'm going to go with that because, they care about my genuine well-being and they love me for who I am. That's my quick answer on that because we got a lot of questions today and I want to fly through it because I want to get to the random news story that I heard the other day. This should be the last would you rather. Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything you're told? I don't want to believe everything I'm told because I don't want to be no sucker. And I'm not. So this is a really easy answer for me. So I'd rather lose the ability to lie. The reason for that being is I already don't lie in the first place. I think everything that's came out of my mouth since I left the womb has been the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I've talked about on the show countless times how why lie. I don't get the point of it, even if it's to protect somebody. The truth shall set you free. I think Samuel Jackson said that. But I don't get the lying. I'm not a fan of the lie. And believing everything you're ever told would just make you look stupid no matter what. Somebody could tell me, hey, the sky's falling. And I'd freak out. I'd go into panic. Everybody knows me. His arms are flailing. I'd go crazy because I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh gosh, we're all going to die. Believe everything I'm ever told. Hey, you're really funny. Wow. Thanks. Gee, thanks for telling me that. If I believe everything I was ever told. That would be if you believe everything you ever told, you're already a sucker to begin with, and you probably shouldn't even listen to the show because this is a sucker-free zone. This is a sucker-free area. You know how Ray Shremmerd had that no flex zone? This is a no sucker zone. All right. Let's see here. Okay, never mind. We actually had one more would you rather. We'll have one more would you rathers, and then we'll stop the would you rathers, and then we'll just answer regular people's questions. Even though I already answered one question from a random guy to begin with. Wild and Wonderful podcast. Let's see. Would you rather have a dog with a cat's personality or a cat with a dog's personality? I'll answer that question wholeheartedly. Dog with a cat's personality. What would you rather have? Roommate comes through. What do you want? Would you rather have a dog with a cat's personality or a cat with a dog's personality? Max.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I like dogs.
Okay, he likes dogs. And I'm going to go with him on that. I'd rather have a dog with a cat's personality. No one wants a cat with a dog's personality. Cats, I mean, no offense if you own a cat, but what do they do? What do they bring to society? Dogs bring love and support and kindness and genuine joy at all times. Cats bring...
Cats stink.
Cats stink. There it is. Cats stink. I don't even know what cats bring. And I've had a cat in the past, and they kind of just flail around like that. I guess they're on the hunt. I feel like cats could kill you if they were bigger and they wanted to. Because you see videos of cats, people that own cats, they'll be asleep late at nighttime, and then the cat will be lurking, the cat will be on the prowl, and then all of a sudden the cat will just jump on the person's face and wake them up. Think about that. If your cat was bigger, it'd kill you. Lions, they'd murder you. That's a cat, right? That's a big cat. Cougars, pumas, those catamounts, any sort of big cat, taking you down in one fell swoop, no questions asked. Dogs, the bigger they get, I feel like the nicer they get. Great Dane, gorgeous, gentle, giant. The one dog from the Beethoven movies. Nice guy. Really, really, really genuinely good dude. Beethoven. I have a tall dog, a Vizsla dog. He's very big, and he is so sweet. Mr. Troy. I miss him dearly. He's alive. I just haven't seen him in like 7 months. Who else? There's another. Dalmatians can get pretty big. I wouldn't mind owning a Dalmatian. The dog I really want to own, though, I want to get a retired race dog, like a greyhound. Name him Marty. I feel like that'd be a good name for a dog. He and I, we just hang out. We run in the park and stuff like that. I want a greyhound so bad. I used to think I wanted like a grayish blue greyhound, but now I just think I want one. Preferably a gray. Preferably a gray greyhound. Thanks for going hound. Shout out Theo Vaughn. But yeah, I'm taking a dog with a cat's personality. All right, that'll do it for the Would You Rathers. And when we are back, we will answer all the questions that were asked of me this week on Franco's World underscore that you can find on Instagram and Twitter. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, and we are back, and we're ready to answer everyone's questions. We got a lot of good ones. And we got a lot. Not only did we get a lot of good ones, but we got ones that I feel like I'll be able to expand far on, which is good because we have 20 more minutes left of show to do. I also want to take this time to thank everyone who's ever listened to the show, or ever asked a question, or anything to help the show grow, or told their friends, or their work colleagues, or their bosses, or their parents, or some random retail store worker. You're buying a nice sweater, and you're like, hey, check out Franco's World. But yeah, thank you guys very much. Okay, so the first question comes to us from JB. JB asks a two-parter. It's a two-parter. First question is, how do you think Major League Baseball can be made more fun to watch? I had this rant internally yesterday, so it's very ironic that this question was asked of me. Major League Baseball does not do a great job of social media marketing. Every big clip that gets put on there, they scrub it. They try to get away. They try to make sure that all the clicks are internally, and everybody goes to MLB.com and watches 10,000 ads before the clip comes on, and then by the time that happens, they don't even care anymore, and they don't want to watch it. Major League Baseball has to do a better job of impacting the youth, and they have to do a better job of getting the younger audience member involved, because right now the major demographic of people that watch Major League Baseball is 55 and older, a white male. That's stats. I'm not just saying that. So, what do other leagues do well? Well, they have off-season drama. Can't really help that. It's kind of more of a player thing. They promote stuff better on social media by not scrubbing the clips. I think the NBA does a great job of that. The NBA is a great Twitter sport. No one's going to watch the Charlotte Hornets versus the Atlanta Hawks on a Tuesday night in February. Just like no one is going to watch the Miami Marlins versus the Washington Nationals on a Wednesday in April. However, if there was a highlight from that game or a big play from that game, or maybe somebody gets hit with a pitch or something like that and there's a little skirmish, the NBA will show dunks, will show threes, will show shoving matches underneath the basket. Major League Baseball will try to wipe those clips from social media. So that's one way to possibly increase the eyes that are on the game, just being more active on social media. And I think, certain teams have better social media pages than others. Certain players are more electrifying than others. And Major League Baseball does an okay job of the campaigns that they have where they let the kids play. But I think they need to ask themselves, are they letting the kids play? Are they? Because you have people that pimp home runs and people that, fancy glove flips them when they're unnecessary, or maybe that big strikeout and they just give a big, like celebration coming off the mound. And players get kind of mad at that sometimes. But I think it's a fun game. Let's have fun watching it. Let's have fun playing it. Let's have fun working in the game. So ask ourselves internally, are we letting the kids play? And are we being active on social media and trying to reach the youth? Because the youth kind of dictate the way the 18 to 34, or whatever the demographic number is, have some people kill to reach that demographic. That's why the only brand I can think of right now, that's why brands like Barstool Sports do so well. It's because they control that demographic of people. They're all over social media. They give content that age group wants to see. So maybe Major League Baseball takes a page out of the NBA's playbook and focuses solely on reaching that demographic. All right, and the next question he asked was, how do teams like the Marlins stay okay, that's one word. Okay, or that's multiple words, but okay. Also, how do teams like the Marlins stay out of the red financially with 6 people in the crowd? They sell every player that's going to cost them money. Major League Baseball spreads the wealth. The BAM thing, where you get like $50 million from like media revenue. And then there's revenue sharing from media, stuff like that. It's a whole thing. Sponsorship deals, regional television. That's kind of how they make money. And small market teams are obviously not going to be able to get the same players that the big teams do. That's just a fact of the matter. So the way that they stay out of the red is by just getting rid of players that are good and going to cost them money. And then they trade them for young guys who won't cost them money until 7 years later. That's kind of how they do it. So thank you very much for those questions, JB. All right, the next question comes to us from SB. They're not related. What's the most awkward moment of your life that you can think of? Man, I've had a lot of them, but a lot of the times when things are even slightly awkward for me, I will just kind of laugh it off. Because laughter is the best medicine besides, medicine. But awkward moments for me. Awkward moments for me. What would be an awkward moment? Wishing someone a happy birthday when their birthday happened 6 months ago was pretty awkward. That happened to me recently. I had a friend of mine. They had an anniversary, a dating anniversary with their girlfriend. And all it was just pictures of the guy. And I was like, I saw all I said was happy. And I was like, oh, must have been his birthday. So I wished him a happy birthday. And he was like, thanks, man. But it was 6 months ago. And then I scrolled up through our text messages and I wished him happy birthday, like on his actual birthday. That was pretty embarrassing. That's something that happened fairly recently that was pretty embarrassing or awkward. Other awkward moments is whenever you're talking about someone, not poorly, but you're just like, why does this person do what they do, or why have they been this way? And then they just so happen to be like within an earshot of you saying that. Can't really give a specific example, but I know that has happened to me in my life. I think that's just awkward for everybody. I suffer more from secondhand awkwardness than I do my own awkwardness, because I can play it off like it's a bit. That's the beauty of being an amateur comedian, not a professional. Is that you can kind of just like laugh your way out of any situation. That would probably be the most awkward situation I could think of. And then the next one comes to us from MH, who asks, what's your take on the late night wars of 2010? I lived through that era. I love that era. Late night wars of 2010. Jay Leno, I don't want to call him a crook, but I mean, he kind of, screwed Conan over a little bit. You don't have to be quiet, Robert. You can they can't hear you. Max has already been on the show. Do you want to be on here?
Do you need my contributions or anything?
What can Major League Baseball do to make the game more fun to watch? Give a quick answer.
Not sanitize every player.
Not sanitize every player, he says. That's actually really, that probably a smarter answer than what I gave. All right, MH, what's your take on the late night wars of 2010? 2010. Well, I was a big Conan fan, and I was super pumped whenever he got the Tonight Show job because he was going to bring his wittiness, his obscure references, he was going to bring that to the primetime spot. Awesome. They got Fallon to replace him, and Fallon, he'll bring his high energy stuff to the late night spot as opposed to the Tonight Show spot, which he did eventually. And I was like, oh, that'll be a good replacement for Conan. It's a different type of guy. Man, people keep getting a hold of me. If you guys can hear my phone going off. But the late night wars of 2010. I'm always going to side with Conan. After the deal came through where Conan got kind of screwed and he was going to have to end up leaving, and he just had those last few months to just do whatever he wanted on NBC's dime. That's some of the best late night television ever. And the last episode where I still remember sitting in my room and listening to Conan tell people my age, he was like, young kids, please do not be cynical. I hate cynicism. It's the worst quality of anyone. He's like, if you do the right thing and you're a good person, good things will happen. Life is not going to work out exactly how you thought it was, but I promise things will be okay. And I was just like, wow, that guy gets it. He's staring into the abyss, doesn't know what he's going to do. He just had the best job in the world for like 4 months stripped away from him. The fact that hurt NBC's reputation. I love NBC programming, but that hurt their reputation whenever they're like, all right, Jay Leno, all right, you're going to take this, you're going to get out of here. And then he's like, never mind, Jay, we're going to give you a 30-minute spot right before the actual Tonight Show. And everyone's just going to turn it off after you leave. And they didn't give Conan enough time because they started him off like in the summer whenever no one's really like watching and it's nowhere near sweep week time or sweeps time. It's just crazy. There's a ton of documentaries on it, and not documentaries, YouTube videos on it, and everything. NBC is finally starting to show clips of Conan as the Tonight Show host at the Universal Studios in Orlando. Whenever they have like the Tonight Show ride, the Jimmy Fallon ride, or whatever, or the Tonight Show Museum, they actually have a Conan section. It's very tiny, but they do have a Conan section. Conan handled it beautifully because his contract screwed him to where the point where he couldn't have a TV show for a while. So he just went on like live tours, comedy tours, and just kept promoting his brand and kept promoting his image. And then TBS, of all people, cable television, is just like, here, you can have a show and you can have free reign. That Conan's one of the smartest comedian people in ever. The fact that he understands the way the game is going now, how he switched his show recently from an hour-long show with a music and this and that to basically a 30-minute show that's super casual, super relaxed, and it doesn't even matter if the guest shows up or not. They had a guest not accidentally, something really important came up and the guest couldn't make it on. And so Conan just brought his assistant out there for 30 minutes, Sonia. She's hilarious. She's been in a lot of bits that he's had. And they just chatted it up for 30 minutes. It's hilarious. I just respect Conan the way he handled the whole situation. Jay kind of screwed him. Letterman did a really good job. Kimmel did a really good job of just jabbing Jay Leno whenever they had the chance. Jay Leno's like, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, good joke, David, good joke. I'm going to go drive my 15,000 cars around. I'm always going to side with Conan. That's my take on the late night wars of 2010. It was a great era if you were a Conan fan. Those last couple months where he just got to do whatever he wanted on NBC. And that last episode, you can still find the whole episode on YouTube, I think. Give that a watch if you're a fan of comedy at all, and tell me you're not inspired with that last monologue he gives right before he plays Freebird and Will Ferrell comes out and just acts a fool on stage. Tell me you're not inspired by that. If you want to be a comedian, if you're interested in comedy, if you're a fan of anything entertainment, watch that and try to tell me it's not inspiring. It's incredible. Conan got screwed. I'm always going to side with Conan. All right. That'll do it for the questions. When I get back, I will reveal to you a news story I recently heard, and I will give my take on it. All right. The news story I recently heard is, well, I'm reading this on ABC News, but I'm sure it's all over the place. Snickers, the candy bar, offers 1 million free candy bars in favor of a petition to move the date of Halloween. Now, Snickers it was an online petition, and they want to move Halloween to the last Saturday of October instead of the 31st. And there's something special about the 31st, considering it's the last day of the month, and that's what Halloween has always been on. But think about it. Think about it in the sense that on Saturday, you don't have to worry about anything. Sunday, let the night guy get it. You can dress up Friday, dress up Saturday, do whatever you want, and then you can rest on Sunday and you'll be ready to go. Because, it could fall on like a Tuesday or Thursday or something like that. And it's like, hey, are we dressing up on Monday and Tuesday? Are we getting spooky? Are we getting weird? Are we going to eat the Oreos with the orange in the middle? The ones that are the best kind of Oreos, but no one really wants to have that discussion right now. I'm not opposed to having Halloween on a Saturday because it would just make it easier for everyone involved. Hey, what are you going to be? SpongeBob? Oh, that's cool. I'm going to be Tony the Tiger. Sweet. See you there. Boom, that's settled. Now it's just like, hey, if you're a couple, it's like, hey, are we going to go up as Lola Bunny and Bugs Bunny from Space Jam? Are we going to go up? Are we going to be a pirate lovers? Are we going to be a pirate? Am I going to be nurse and doctor? Doesn't matter who plays the nurse or the doctor. Both people can be both. I think we need male nurse outfits and lady doctor outfits for Halloween. We have these normal gender roles. Hey, man outfit, you're going to be the doctor. Lady outfit, you're going to be the nurse. Let's switch that up. I think that's my new move. Yes! Yes, I've been looking for a new move, and there it is. Oh man, I thought I was just going to drive for Uber and play the podcast in the car, and people would be like, "Who is this?" Oh, it's me. That's a horrible move. This new move, where I make costumes that are already made, but flip them and make them to where anybody can wear them, is perfect. Because after all, it's realistic. I mean, like, a ton of male nurses, a ton of female doctors. How about a construction worker? How about that? Flip that around. Female construction worker. How about a librarian? How about a male librarian? Just throws glasses on. There it is. I think the laziest costume, and now we're just going to go off on costumes, I feel like. The laziest costume you can get as a person or do as a person is a quote unquote a nerd. What do? Oh, you wear a shirt that buttons up like a normal human. Oh, you wear glasses like half the population, probably over half the population. You wear glasses and you wear a collared shirt and you button it up. I'm a nerd. I do that every day of my life. I'm not a nerd. I ain't no chump. I ain't no suckle. This is suckle-free zone. Say you're a nerd because you wear glasses. Glasses make me look refined. Glasses make me look smart. They don't make me look like no nerd. I pull with these glasses. The ladies love the glasses. And my refined sense of style. Collared shirts. Normal people wear collared shirts every day. And you wear it on the 31st of October and you call yourself a nerd. Get real. You should dress up as a bottle of Gorilla Glue. Why? Because you need to get a grip. Nice! Well, that about does her. That about wraps her up. I think that will end today's show. Felt good. Today's show felt really good. I'm excited. You know, we got some big life changes ahead of us. We got some future moves ahead of us. Not the costume making, but it's going to be exciting to see where I end up in the coming months and where I go in the coming months. And I appreciate you guys being with me on this ride, this journey that we call life. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's show. In the meantime, you keep all those questions coming because I read all of them. And you keep taking care of yourself. And I will see you when I see you. I'm Franklin Miller, Franco's World, the host, the guy. And I hope you have a fantastic day. See ya.